Maya was a poor girl. She lived in a small hut. She had no roof. She slept on a hard mat. She cried at night. She smiled at dawn. She held her hope tight. Her mother cooked with old pots. Her father worked many hours. They had little money. They ate thin rice. They wore worn clothes. They drank cool water. They prayed for a new day. She worked at a tea stall. She mixed tea with care. She served cups with a smile. She wiped each table clean. She woke before the sun. She worked until dark. She earned a few coins. Maya loved to sing. She sang at dawn each day. She sang for birds and trees. She dreamed of a big stage. She dreamed of a bright light. She dreamed of loud cheers. She dreamed of her own song. One day a man came. He wore a camera bag. He watched Maya work. He asked her name. She said Maya softly. He smiled and said, "Hello." He left a note. The note said, "Help me." The paper was old. The writing was shaky. Maya felt a chill. She looked around fast. She folded the note. She hid it deep. Her heart beat fast. She sensed danger close. She saw a dark figure. The figure watched her stall. It vanished like smoke. Maya held her breath. She felt fear grow. At night, a storm raged. Rain hit the thin roof. Wind made the hut shake. Maya hugged her knees. She thought of the note. She wondered who wrote it. She prayed for safety. She opened the note again. She saw strange letters. She saw a number code. She tried to read. She failed at first. She kept the code. She felt it was key. The next morning she waited. The man with the bag came. He spoke in soft tone. He said his name. He was Aaron. He was a reporter. He wanted her help. He showed her a photo. It was of lost jewels. The jewels were stolen. The thief was unknown. Aaron had a clue. He needed her skill. He trusted her heart. Maya felt a spark. She agreed to join. She felt both fear and hope. She gave Aaron a nod. Aaron held her hand. They made a pact. They would work together. They met at dawn each day. They studied old maps. They studied old notes. They studied strange codes. They walked many streets. They kept low voices. They hid in small alleys. They found a hidden box. It was under an old well. The box was locked tight. They had no key. They heard a creak behind. They jumped in fear. They ran from the well. Aaron held the box tight. Maya kept the note safe. They reached a safe spot. They opened the box. They found a small key. They found a clue card. They read with care. The card said, "Seek the old tree." They ran to the tree. It stood in an empty field. The field was cold. They searched near the roots. They dug with a stick. They found a hidden lock. They used the small key. The lock clicked open. They saw a dusty book. The book was heavy and old. It had strange symbols. Maya could not read. They took the book home. At home, they lit a small lamp. They opened the book. They saw a chapter on love. They saw a chapter on greed. They saw a chapter on loss. They felt a deep chill. They felt a strange draw. Maya read a strange passage. The passage spoke of betrayal. It spoke of hidden caves. It spoke of a dark night. It spoke of a secret gate. Maya felt fear again. She hugged the book tight. Aaron read by lamplight. He read a warning too. He said, "This is a map." He said, "It leads to treasure." He said, "It also holds danger." Maya nodded in fear. She trusted Aaron's calm. They planned a journey. They left at dawn. They wore light bags. They carried water and food. They carried a small lamp. They carried a rope coil. They carried hope too. They reached a cave. It was dark and cold. They heard bats squeak. They heard water drip. They felt the ground shake. They heard a low hum. They held each hand. They walked on a thin path. They saw a flicker of light. They saw a locked gate. It matched the book drawing. Maya found a hidden lever. She pulled it in fear. The gate slid open. A rush of air hit them. They stepped inside. They saw a chest. It was big and golden. It sat on a stone block. They held their breath. They both reached out. Suddenly, a voice boomed. "Stop! Who dares come?" A tall man stepped forward. He held a bright sword. His eyes were cold. Maya felt her heart freeze. Aaron pulled her back. The man was the thief. He stole the town jewels. He guarded the hidden chest. He wanted the gold. For himself. He saw Maya and Aaron. He hissed in anger. He lifted the sword. Aaron stepped forward brave. He said, "Let us speak first." The thief laughed loud. He swung the sword. Aaron dodged fast. Maya tripped and fell. Her heart pounded. Aaron helped Maya stand. He held his ground. He said, "You will face justice." The man sneered. He raised his sword again. A dam fell behind them. Rocks plunged in. Rocks crashed to the ground. The thief froze in fear. He lost his balance. He fell on his knees. He dropped the sword. He begged for mercy. Maya felt pity grow. Aaron took the sword. He laid it down. He said, "You must go." He said, "You must not steal." The thief nodded and left. He walked into the dark. The chest stood alone. Maya and Aaron breathed deep. They opened the chest. They saw the jewels glow. They saw coins shine bright. They saw old letters too. They smiled in wonder. They held each other. They left the cave safe. They returned to the town. They gave the jewels to the chief. The chief was a fair man. He thanked them with tears. He gave them a small home. He offered them a new life. Maya felt a new start. She cleaned the small home. She hung a new lamp. She slept on a soft bed. She woke without fear. She felt her heart sing. She felt her dream near. Aaron wrote a big story. He wrote of their brave act. He wrote of the hidden cave. He wrote of the secret code. He wrote of Maya's pure heart. The newspaper printed it next day. The town cheered them both. Maya got an offer. A big stage asked her to sing. They heard her pure voice. They heard her deep song. They asked her to perform. She agreed with joy. She felt her dream real. On the stage she stood. Lights shone bright and warm. She held the mic tight. She saw Aaron in the front. He smiled and waved. She felt love and pride. She sang her own song. Her voice rose clear. It filled the big hall. It touched each heart. Tears fell in the crowd. They cheered loud for her. They called her brave and true. They called her their star. Her sweat had turned to shine. She had worked through struggle. She had chased a deep mystery. She had walked through fear. She had found love, too. She had found her true self. She knew she could rise.